As we move through the world in our beautiful black body, brag, bitch!
5,
Time is
4. I got that.
This show was it was an opportunity to tell our stories the way that we wanted to tell them after spending so much time, you know, kind of fitting our potential into a tiny pinhole. And this is just the beginning. It was so many firsts for us. First time writing a series, first time producing a series, first time working with a network during a global pandemic. I mean, come on, it was crazy. And so all that to say, thank you all so much for being here. We hope you enjoy it. After the screening of the 2 episodes, we're gonna have a brief Q&A with our co-director and editor, Chris Lowe. So please stick around for that. And without further ado, Real Blackity Talk.
Il faut décaler. Il faut couper, couper, décaler. Il faut couper, couper, décaler. Il faut décaler. Il faut décaler.
So shout out to our glam team. There is Mata who did all our hairstyles in the show. Shout out to the prosthetics. Yeah!
That is a damn good show. The first thing I want to ask you guys is the leadership question. You guys, I'm sure, you know, everyone here who knows Aiza, Kamana, and Chris, I cannot forget Chris personally, knows that this is a family of leaders. And the way that everyone showed up and the capacity that they showed up had a lot to do with how you guys showed up. Because you guys, all 3 of you, set an example and set the precedent for us. And so I just want to know, like, what tips would you give people in showing up as leaders in the projects, the creative projects that they're doing? Yeah.
Okay, honestly, treat people how you want to be treated.
Yes!
And the people, no, for real, treat them right and make sure that the people that you're hiring, the people that you're working with, that you can trust them. Because if you can trust them, then you can be vulnerable. And if you can be vulnerable, then you can tell the truth. And if you can tell the truth, then you got it.
I'm sorry, were y'all expecting to go to church today? Okay, but that was it, bye. That was so good. Aiza, do you have anything to add to that? I don't know if you...
You know what? I'm gonna let her words sink in because that is exactly it.
Yeah, that was it. Wow. Second question is for you two, but also Miss Lady Andy, because the look of this show is so distinct and so detailed. The precision, the colors, the details, all of it. I want to know, what is the inspiration for the look of the show, from the hair to the makeup to the outfits to the set design? How did you guys come up with it?
I think it'll be beautiful to hear from Miss Lady Andy,
but
I will say that it's just us. Black people are majestic. We're so colorful. We're so interesting, gracious, graceful. We're dope, and we wanted the looks to really represent that, you know? And once again, we had to come correct because we knew y'all were gonna cruise by us if we did not come looking good, you know what I mean? But it's also, we wanted to look the way we wanted to feel, and we wanted to feel fucking amazing. And so we needed the looks to match, you know? And then, of course, Miss Lady Andy, she has just a touch for beauty, beautifying anything. You could give her a garbage bag and she'll turn it into an art piece, you know, for real. And so we knew that we were in such good hands and it was such an intuitive process, you know. Did you want to add anything?
From here, sure.
Sure.
Oh, first of all, thank you, it's true. I just love, I work from love, that's period. That's just the whole point of everything I do. And I love Aiza and Kamana so very much. We've been working together for so long, just naturally. And the people I love, I will do I just want to look at them and like see Christmas, you know? And I saw how hard they had worked and all the magic they had created to do this. And I said, let's just take, you know, what is it? Black Parade. What's her Beyonce stuff? Let's
Black
just
is King.
Black is King. Let's take Black is King. Let's take Wakanda. Let's take Coming to America. Let's take Nigerian weddings. Let's take The Village. Let's take everything and just throw it in this, because this is our one opportunity to show the world how beautiful we really, really, really are, and then continue to do so. Thank you.
I'm not sure.
Is this working? Yeah, okay.
It is.
I had a question for the Blaxperts, like for Desai and Jill.
Oh,
To say.
I would love for Desai to answer a question about self-love. I think all of our Blaxperts like have such important perspectives, and I would love to know, Desai, the way that you just, I'm such a fan of all the Blaxperts in this show, and editing you guys was such a pleasure. Like, even when we were in the process of editing, I was like, I could just sit in a lecture hall and just like listen to these people speak. Any tips to say for people who want to lean into their self-love and how you come to accept all parts of yourself, just like Diane mentioned, not just the good parts, but the parts that are hard to accept as well?
I think for me, it's about surrounding myself with people that love me for who I am. That allows me to really love myself, you know, people that appreciate every bit of you, your flaws and all. That really allows me to love myself. So surround yourself with people that see you for who you are.
That's beautiful.
I love that. Is Dr. Jill Andrew?
yes, she is.
Oh, yes, there you are.
Healthy relationships, that's the first one. So really, truly surrounding yourself with people who you can trust, who you care for, who you know aren't just going to be yes men. You know, like I think a lot of times we want to hear yes, yes, yes all the time, but it's good to have people around you that you trust who can give you criticism with love and with care for you to grow. And I think the second thing as well, oh my goodness, learn how to laugh at yourself. You know, when we're going to screw up. It doesn't matter what we do in life. We're going to screw up. We're going to make a mistake. And you just sort of have to give yourself a big hug in the mirror and keep going. Learn from it and keep going.
I love that. I love that. And I want you guys to know, Miss Lady Andy, to say, Dr. Jill, Andrew, like, I'm such a huge fan of all of you guys and so inspired. Like, just the confidence that you three exude. It was just such an honor and a pleasure working on this project, and just by proximity, getting to know all of you. So, yeah. Last question for you guys. What is the biggest takeaway that you took from this project? Because it's been a journey. You know it's been a journey for you and I hopped on towards the last part of the project. It's been a journey. And so I want to know any takeaways, personal, professional, that you gathered from doing this thing.
Yeah, so many takeaways. I'd say one of them is you don't have to know exactly the path to take the next step. Like, people say that and you're like, yeah, like, take the step, but there were so many firsts, like I mentioned earlier, and yet we learned as we went, and there were many moments where I felt stretched beyond what I knew about myself, and I was scared. I was like, oh my God, like, am I even able to do this? Like, there are so many facets to producing that you don't know until you're doing it, you know? And I had moments of fear where I was like, oh my God, like, I'm gonna screw this up, you know? And I kept showing up every day, and we kept showing up every day, and it just shows, it proves to me that sometimes what you think you're capable of is so small compared to what you're actually carrying within you. So just keep going, you know, keep going, and it's okay to be scared, but do it anyway, you know? That's one of the big takeaways. And another is, by now, I'm just like, I can literally do anything.
I don't know anything.
Hey, Kamana, do you have anything that you want to add to that?
That's it. That's it. That's right. We can do anything.
Yeah,
You know,
amazing.
like I remember watching Beyonce, because I'm gonna compare myself to Beyonce right now. And she was like, if a little girl from Texas could do it, and I remember watching her like, okay, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, stretch yourself. You can do it.
Yeah.
I promise.
I hope someone recorded this whole conversation. I'm gonna have to go back to it. I just want to thank you guys.
Girl,
Thank you.
Love you. And so now, I don't know if anybody has 1 or 2 or 3 questions for us. Feel free to ask away.
I'm gonna
How do you feel right now?
Thank you so much. Was there any other questions? Yes. Yes, please.
So I'm curious to know, because the music is such an integral part of the show, the artistic performance is such an integral part of the show. Is there ever any plan to maybe do like a Blackity Talk live, or will you be releasing the music tracks as well?
we're taking ideas.
That'll be great.
Okay.
We always have things in the works. We love music. I'm dabbling into production, and obviously we have Christopher Carniello, See the Reason, on our team, so we know we're gonna, if the day that we decide to bring those bops to you, like the little bops that you heard in the episodes, we have a few more where that came from, and we're excited for you to hear it in due time. Thank you. Yes.
Y'all had some really, really good beats that were thank you, I tried. And it's just the theater. It's the theater. I tried, that's for sure. You had some wonderful things in there, and you were saying it, and it was something about the cut it and release it, cut it.
Right.
In French?
When is the single?
I need that as my ringtone, so I'm thinking that you have a lot of things in there that you can release.
Yes.
On your Instagram for $1. A ringtone.
You know what? We got you. We will.
Yes, woman.
Yes, just for
Release
you.
that as a ringtone because it will be on there.
Oh, so good to know. Yes, we got you. We got you.
Yeah.
Once again, Chris was like, y'all should drop this as a track. And I was like, yeah, baby. We will do it. Yes, I saw a hand there. Yes.
Yes, you both are phenomenal. Have to say that as well. Shout out to the entire team for doing such an incredible job.
Thank you.
My question is around reclaiming yourself as a Black woman, being loud and vibrant. Because I know for me as a dark-skinned woman, doing that in my teens, I was so scared. I minimized myself so many times, afraid of being too loud, being too much, doing all of that. But y'all shine so much. And I want to know, what does it feel like to be able to reclaim that space as a Black woman, doing the most, and looking good doing it, and shining, and taking up space, and being loud, being sassy, being dynamic, being fun. Like, what does that feel for you both?
It feels like being myself.
Yeah. It feels like, no spoilers, but there's a hair ceremony in there that we do where we're, celebrating our furrows and our curls, and we wanted to make sure that each episode had that element of empowerment, and so that the people watching could really see us as a mirror, and realize that honestly, whatever stereotypes that we're scared of, or whatever things, this is our life. This is our life. And when we wrote the show too, we really made a point to decenter whiteness. We did not want to sit there and be like, white people, this is how you treat Black people. That's not what the show was about at all. It was about us, and you'll notice that's why when my sister's like, a Black person like you, like me, our target audience are Black women, non-binary Black folk, and Black people in general. And then anybody who wants to join the party, you are more welcome to. You're more than welcome to. But the goal here is to be like, enough of the shrinking, enough of the hiding. You are majestic. Own it, you know? And for us, I think it's been very healing, and to live that with my sister is just like next level. Yeah. Thank you. And I think we have time for one more question if you have. Yes.
I think y'all did an amazing job. I'm like sat here in awe of the both of you. And I think that as a community, it's so hard to find each other. And what you're doing is so magnanimous because you open up the possibility of knowing who each other. Like Dr. Jill, I'm about to be your best friend. How did you go about connecting and finding us? Because I think that is one of the most difficult things we could do is to find ourselves. So please, season 2, if you want to make it's educational for us. You know, a lot of times people are like, oh, we have to educate everybody else. I don't fucking care about everybody else. I want you to tell me what I have to do to find all of y'all. So thank you for that. Please let us know how to do it.
I think that's a big question, and I kind of bring it back to the only way we can do that is by being ourselves, and like digging deep into ourselves and being like, what do I need?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna translate into somebody else that's like, I need that too. And when we talk about the Blaxperts, like if we take Dr. Jill as an example, when we were just like kind of like brainstorming about who, they weren't even called Blaxperts at that point, they were our guests. And we're like, you know what'd be crazy? You know what'd be like insane?
The dream.
Like it'd be like if we could have Dr. Jill Andrew on the show. And she is, yeah!
It was so surreal. I remember we were walking in Midtown Toronto in a park, and Dr. Jill Andrew is always so involved with the community, and she had organized like a jam with people, and this was right when things were opening up maybe, and we were all super paranoid and scared, and she was organizing this event, and we happened to walk by and see her sing, and Christopher and I were mind blown because we had just been talking about the possibility of having her on the show. And yeah, fast forward to a year later, having you sit there, share so much of yourself and your wisdom, that's when we knew those moments, those watershed moments, those like magical moments where you realize you've literally manifested a dream. We had so many of those moments throughout the show, and I could not be more grateful.
It's all y'all though. All the Blaxperts, you know, you feel safe and you can be vulnerable when you have wonderful hosts and wonderful leaders. So really.
Once again, thank you all so much for coming out to our red carpet premiere. And make sure to check out all the episodes of Real Blackity Talk. Blackity, blackity, blackity talk.
Hey everyone watching Worldwide Entertainment TV. This is Ashley. Let us know your thoughts below and hit that notification bell after subscribing. Visit wwetvn.com to check out this worldwide exclusive.